Hi, Melissa. I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, it's good to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
How's your day?
Good. Busy.
All right, good. Well, before we find out why you're here to see me, let me tell you about myself. I just went to school for nutrition. I'm a personal trainer, and I've been a personal trainer for the last year and a bit. I'm not currently in school anymore, but I have a chihuahua named Mocha. He's adorable, you love him. How about you tell me a little something about yourself?
Well, I am a student. I am in the second year of my PhD in school psychology. I primarily work with children and adolescents, doing assessments as well as counseling. I have practicum about 2.5 days a week, and then the other days I am a student myself, still taking courses. I also work a little bit on the side of classes, so I have 2 positions as a research assistant, and I also teach other students as well at the university. Basically, most of my day, every day, between like 12 to 14 hours is pretty much sitting. Yeah.
No, you got a busy schedule.
It's a lot to manage.
No kidding. And all that, being so busy, do you have any activities that you're going to do for fun?
When I do get a chance, I kind of like to indulge in quite a bit of Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me too. It's alright.
It's so easy to access now.
What's your favorite show?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Ooh, that's my I've gone through all the seasons 3-4 times.
Yep.
That show I love.
Great show. It makes me happy after a rough day of school.
Now, do you do anything else? Do you swim? Do you go hiking?
I am an avid hiker, although mostly in the summer. I'm not really a winter hiker. I did do one recently, and I quickly realized that it's just a bit too cold.
A little too chilly.
Yeah.
Where did you normally hike?
I kind of prefer Kananaskis since it's so close. Yeah, primarily Kananaskis and sometimes in Banff, but it's so much further to drive to get there, early 6 a.m. So.
Never actually been to Kananaskis.
Haven't?
No, never been to Kananaskis. I would go to Johnson's Canyon or Banff or Radium. Yeah, that's about it.
Oh my gosh.
I know, right? Alright, so you say you like to sit down and relax after work and school, which is totally understandable. I would do that too. When you're watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine, do you find yourself snacking a little more often?
Yes, I'm definitely a stress eater for sure. My kryptonite is pretty much anything with chocolate. Yeah, that's kind of my go-to. I am very aware of my poor choices, but do it anyways. I kind of conditioned myself to use that as a stress relief. So yes, I definitely snack. And I would say if I watch Netflix every day after school or practicum, I probably snack, which would be 5 days of the week, and I would snack 3 or 4 days while doing that.
I wouldn't consider that a bad thing. Don't ever think of it as a bad thing. Everyone snacks. I snack. It's normal. Everyone deserves it. You work a busy day. You deserve to have a snack.
That's what I tell myself. I just don't limit the amount that I consume.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't hold that against you. Have your snacks. Now, for level of fitness activity, do you have any level of fitness activity going on in your life right now?
Yes.
Did I word that right?
Ever since gyms opened, after COVID restrictions were lifted, I started going to Rumble. Before COVID, I was going to 9 rounds, probably, I want to say 3 or 4 days a week. And at Rumble, I go to do their heavy weight classes, or 50 minutes, usually about 4 or 5 days a week, and then I do 2 boot camps, which are about an hour each, and then I have an amazing personal trainer who I work with once a week for an hour.
Right on. What's football like? It's
So the heavy bag classes are 15 minutes of like a motivator, yelling a bunch of punches, and then you trying hitting as hard as you can while following along.
so a lot of cardio.
A lot of cardio. Yeah. One of the boot camps is more technique based, so I find that it's like a little bit less cardio, and then the other boot camp is weight lifting and yes, and then personal training is a lot of glutes and core, so then I hurt the next day while sitting in class.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
It's a good mix. It's a good
Let's go
mix.
check it out. Sounds
Yeah,
fun.
you should.
Now, we'll get a little more personal. Do you have any personal medical conditions?
I have not experienced any like big medical conditions. Just generally, I have a naturally low platelet count, but I don't really know how much that factors in at all to nutrition. And I have a genetic, like a gene mutation, so I have high iron, hemochromatosis. I found that out by surprise. But other than that, I personally don't have anything else that I'm aware of.
Okay. What about family medical conditions?
So it appears that my dad's family history just is a very poor track record. So he has high blood pressure. And lots of like heart condition stuff on that side of the family. Like my grandfather on my dad's side died of a heart attack, and likely due to poor nutrition and never going to the doctor. So like kind of a combination of like not actually taking care of himself and then not preventing anything. And of course like some family history of cancer. But I feel like that's kind of like in every family nowadays. And just like general like family being overweight pretty much. Like, a lot of family.
Yeah, well, nutrition can definitely help with pretty much all of that. Nutrition can help you out a little bit there. What are your current eating patterns?
Nothing consistent, like nothing ever. I never eat at the same time any day, and I never eat all meals. I feel like I'm always missing one at least. So probably the hardest one for me is to eat breakfast. I'm not a huge breakfast person. I, for a long time, did like the intermittent fasting thing, so I didn't eat after 7 and then I wouldn't eat until 11.
How do you like that?
I liked it, except that the doctor recently recommended like a few vitamins that I hadn't been taking, and when I started taking those and I didn't eat anything in the morning, it was so hard on my stomach and I just felt like crap for a while. So then I realized I need to eat something if I'm going to take those in the morning. So now I eat like very little, but like I do try to eat something. But generally I'm not like a huge breakfast person, which can be problematic because lunch can be a really tricky meal to try to squeeze in during school. So sometimes I squeeze in meetings between classes instead of eating. And then when I'm on practicum, like sometimes I'm driving between schools, and so it's really difficult. Most school psychologists, from what I've seen, drink like a lot of protein shakes, and so it's kind of like a thing of the field that no one really eats lunch, and so that's kind of. So yeah, I don't
Just
really.
feel like the odd one out if you eat lunch.
Yeah, kind of.
That's fair. That makes sense. How would you describe your level of motivation towards changing up your diet a little bit?
I feel like I'm like moderately motivated. I feel like I would have more energy to do things if I actually ate a little bit more consistently and probably made some better choices overall when I did eat.
Yeah.
But sometimes it can be tough when I'm really stressed, and either that makes me not want to eat, or just like get whatever is convenient or like easy because I just don't have the capacity to want to.
I get it. When I'm stressed out, I don't like to eat either. It's with everybody, so that makes sense. All right, let's sort of put something together for you. So I kind of want to set a SMART goal up for you. So a SMART goal is something that's specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So for example, I'm gonna cut back on coffee 2 times a week for the next 3 weeks. So something like that could go towards maybe adding a little bit of breakfast, adding a little more calories to your day. So what would be something you would like to do the most? Would it be breakfast? Would it be more snacking? Or?
Probably breakfast, because I feel like I could fit that in a bit easier than like lunch is so tricky because of school, and I feel like it's not always socially acceptable to eat while I'm on Zoom right now. So I feel like breakfast is easier because I could actually get up a little easier and meal prep things to get that in before I start school or practicum. So I feel like that one's like the easier one to tackle.
Okay. So then, what would you like to make? Or let's make a SMART goal for you right now. So let's do. How often do you have school?
Usually about 3 days a week.
3 days a week. And do you find it harder to eat before you go to school?
Yes.
All right. So let's do. I'm going to eat breakfast 3 days a week before school for the next 2 weeks. And we could help you with meal prepping. Sort of. Do you like to eat the same thing, or do you like to change it up?
I find that I lose interest or motivation to change the way that I eat if I always have to meal prep the same thing, then I get bored of it. So some different options would probably be good.
And if you're comfortable with it, how about you and I go to the grocery store? We could walk down the aisles. We could find some breakfast, something easy to prep, something quick to prep, and we could see how well that works. We'll try to do that one goal. So once more, it's going to be you're going to eat breakfast 3 days a week before school for the next 2 weeks. And then in 2 weeks, I'm going to try to see you again if you're available. And then we'll go over to see how it worked, how well it worked out for you. Do you think that's achievable?
I think so. I think that would be like a really good starting point. Another thing I wouldn't mind getting support on is if I feel like I can't cook, then a few options of things that are not so horrible that I can just throw in the microwave or the oven would be good options, just because I know that processed foods aren't great, but sometimes if I really need to just do that, if there's something that's not as bad, that would be a great support.
Okay, we can definitely find something for that. Now it says you like to eat takeout a couple times a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. It's what do you normally have for takeout?
I use Skip the Dishes a lot.
Okay, me too.
And I feel like I should buy stocks because I basically can't find them some weeks. And I love the chopped leaf. That's kind of my go-to. I feel less guilty about it if I get something from there. But I definitely eat crap and order Chinese food on a Friday night with a bottle of wine by myself.
So I'm gonna say it's not the end of the world if you eat fast food every now and then. Have fun, but we'll try what I want to do because your level of activity. I would like to add more calories to your diet, so we'll start with the breakfast. Let's not worry about your takeout, but we'll help you with dinners. Something easy to cook, something easy to pop in the microwave, whatever. So we'll add that to your goal. So we're going to eat breakfast 3 days a week before school for the next 2 weeks. And We'll just keep dinners on hand. We won't put down too smart goal because it's kind of random for you, right?
Yeah.
So we won't put down a smart goal, but we'll have something on hand for you that you could sort of just save for a rainy day kind of thing. Does that work for you?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any questions for me?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.